My word is my bond. I sat and I really, 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 really heard that my word is my bond. Like when someone says that, my word is my bond, I think that some people hear the word, but they hear it two different ways. One person hears the word, my word is my bond, and they hear it like bondage, like like I'm held hostage. So some people don't make promises because they feel like they're going to be chained up, and that is something. Like when you think of the definition of the word bond, it does mean to connect something together, to fasten something together. So that is a definition. So if you think about making a promise and then keeping that promise, but you look at it as being like bondage, then why would you want to do it? So some people just don't do it. So they don't make commitments, don't make goals, because there isn't a responsibility and there's an accountability when you make a commitment to achieving a certain thing. There's an accountability. Like if you say, I'm going to do X, the thought is that you should be moving forward to do X. For some people, because they understand that there is an accountability when you put your word out there to accomplish something, they stay away from it. But there's another definition of the word bond. That's just a few. It's so interesting that there's so many different variations of the word bond. And a lot of us remember from school. And I'm going to read this out to you. A strong force of attraction holding atoms together in a molecule or crystal resulting from sharing or transfer of electrons. I'm just going to focus on the first part again. A strong force of attraction holding atoms together. Now, let me explain this to you. So atoms are the basic building block of everything. The wood that you walk on, the concrete that you walk on, everything in the universe, everything in the known universe is a result of atoms. Everything. Every single thing. You're a function of atoms. The chair you sit in is a function of atoms. Everything is a function, and broken down to its most minute level is a function of atoms, okay? So atoms are the most basic building block, period. And the word bond is very simple. It just is to fasten. That's like just the origin. That's just what it is, okay? But why I think that definition is so powerful, a strong force of attraction holding atoms together. Why I think that is so powerful is because the word bond in that context, if everything is made of atoms, which everything is made of atoms, everything, then the only thing that is uniting everything together is that bond. A strong force of attraction. A strong force holding the foundation of everything together. Listen to me again. A strong force. I'm just going to reorient the word. A strong force of attraction holds everything together. That is the foundation of everything. So, if everything comes from atoms, which everything does, and the bond is the thing that links everything together, which it is, then when someone says, my word is my bond, what they're literally saying is that my word or my promise is a thing of creation holding everything together. So, let me give you an example of what I mean. And I just really want you to follow me. When I say that I'm going to do X, X does not exist yet until I say I'm going to do X, whatever that X is, whatever that goal is that you want to have accomplished. When I say I'm going to do that, that thing is possible. Whatever that thing is that your goal is, right? Whatever that goal is possible. But it doesn't exist right this second, but at the same time, does exist. Now, I know that sounds crazy. It does exist right this second, but it does exist. Because you say so, you've laid the foundation of its creation. Like, you've laid the foundation that that thing that was not there will now be there because you said so. You can think about when they said we're going to send a man to the moon. It did not, it was not, it had not happened. No one had gone to the moon yet. No one. But because it was spoken that we will put a man on the moon, now the seeds of creation were created, and now those scientists that got together and they figured it out. Here's the thing. The technology was there to go to the moon. The resources were there to go to the moon. The person to pilot was there to go to the moon. The only thing that was missing was the word being their bond, and that bond being created to give them the commitment, the things necessary to go to the moon. And when the spaceship was created, and when the astronauts were found, and all these things came together, and when the video was done, and you see the moonwalk happening, you forgot that that was a promise made earlier. And literally, promises, the bond of promises is a creative force that unites what could be to what will be. I hope I just made sense. When you give your promise of my word is my bond, when you give that promise and you actually go for it, you are literally bonding what could be to what will be. It is the connective force. But if you don't give your word as your bond, if you don't make that firm commitment, then you're just talking. And so why do some people achieve certain goals? Is because in their mind, it's not an option. In their mind, it is not an option. This has to happen because I say so. There is no plan B. There is no plan C. Plan B is go back to plan A. Plan C is go back to plan A. There is no escape clause. Their word is their bond. They're literally bonded to the future that they're creating through their promises. Because everything that you want, everything that I want, is on the other side of me committing to, on the other side of you committing to those promises. Everything that we want in the known universe can be ours. Because atoms are the foundation of everything. And atoms are constantly moving. You can constantly rearrange your life through the promises that you make. But your word has to be the thing that bonds the promises that you make and the promises being kept. And my hope is that you make your promises. My hope is that you keep those promises, because if you do those things, you're going to bring forth the life that you want, and it's going to connect to the life you currently have, and then it's just going to be the way your life is. That is it. Simple promises, compounded over time, being kept with intention, changes your life. That's a fact. So my hope is that every one of you hearing me right now, that you understand that when you give your word and you say my word is my bond, or when you give that promise, or when you make that goal and you tell people I'm going to do this, that you've triggered and activated the universe to say, okay, what's going on? We have a creator. Someone's about to create something. But if you don't follow through and the promise wasn't really given with full integrity that you were going to keep it, then it just fizzles. But if you keep that promise and you keep going, literally the life that you want and the life that you have are going to be bonded together, and it's just going to be the life that is. That is it. And that is the difference between people that have it all, quote unquote, and people that look at people that have it all. That's the only difference.